Hi everyone, I'm back and I'm here to do the second part to the Tuesday morning live I did previously. And I'm just gonna get into it.
Disgusting. Remember I was telling you when you're a hater? It's really the opposite of how you feel. So the fact when you have to write that disgusting.
And if you say things like that sexual things are disgusting, that's just you're just retarded because or I can't say retarded. You just the thing is when you say sexual things are disgusting, it just means you're repressed because sexuality is a 100% normal part of living and of any animal living, any being living. If you look at Casper, all he wants to do is be sexual. That's a normal thing in nature. So if you say that's disgusting, there's something wrong with you to think that sexuality is disgusting because sexuality is all that life is. Your entire being is about sexuality.
Joy taught me a
If
lot
you're
about
not
sex.
about sexuality, then you're just dead. Do you see what I mean? Like if you're not trying to be sexual anymore,
Yeah.
then you're just dead.
That's
So
a
you
good
might
point.
as well just dig up your own grave because you're all dried up down there and you might as well just go down into the dirt because life is about sexuality and everything is about you're trying to look good, you're trying to be successful, you're trying to impress people because you want to get laid. Bottom line, otherwise what are you doing it for? You want people to want to fuck you.
Okay, so that's just your job, Joy. FYI. And life is about the connections you make with other people and love, and I think it's trying to do the right thing. But I don't think you guys are walking the same life as us. But yeah, life is not about sex, and that is really sad that you think that, for sure. I really feel sorry for you if you think that your job is helping in any way. But I understand, and I hope you. I guess I'm just sad that you think that all life is sex. But I'm just a old cat lady, right?
That is what you want in life.
What was that?
Yeah. So we're in a little bit of traffic here in Vegas. It's actually kind of crazy. Lost like half his hair, so we would put it in braids because he was like kind of like almost bald. So I'd braid his hair. So Richard would go around with like all these braids. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. Remember that, Rich?
Yes.
Yeah, all these braids. Because he insisted on me kept bleaching his hair. And I'm like, your hair's gonna fall out if I keep bleaching it. And he's like, no, no, no. I was like, fine. So we bleached it another time because he wanted it blonder, and his hair all fell out. I told
Yeah.
him it would too. And he's oh no!
It's
You can't
terrible.
keep bleaching your hair. It's really bad for your hair. He's like, oh, it fell
Oh
out.
man, dude, that's a great idea. Listen, who said that? Gaming Fairy. Guess who? Guess I do have a video of Joy as Harley.
What?
Harley Quinn.
Oh, Harley Quinn, yeah.
Yeah, she used to get a lot of requests for that. So we do a lot of. In fact, I think the Love Me or Hate Me is that kind of.
No, that is the same outfit. That's my Harley Quinn outfit.
Yeah, the Love Me or Hate Me song is her Harley Quinn outfit.
Yeah, my Harley Quinn outfit because it was a Harley Quinn request. I got paid to make a video about Harley Quinn. Yeah, he has a kid with
What's up,
Michelle
Brock?
Williams.
What you doing,
He was
bro?
gonna be Joker, and then he died like during the filming of that movie or something.
Jared
right?
Leto is sexy.
Oh, Jared Leto's. Did you ever seen? Oh my God, Requiem for a Dream. That's a crazy
Yeah, you know, like here's the thing. See, Joy taught me that if this is before. Like, remember I said that how Joy made me more attractive. See, I was a hater. Like I could never look at a guy and say that guy was attractive. Joy would teach me, like, look, dude, like if you cannot see another man as attractive, then how can you ever make yourself attractive?
Yeah.
Like
How
if
do
you
you get
can't,
dressed in the morning
yeah.
if you get
Like if you
attracted
can't look in the
to
mirror, if you can't look in the
the
mirror,
same sex?
if you can't look at your own same body as male,
sex.
and say you're attractive, then how can you do that? So you'll never look good, and that's why people always say, oh, that guy must be gay, because no, it's because if I can say, wow, okay,
Okay, I have something to say about that. So Rich always goes on and on and on about how everyone thinks he's gay. But I think that's his insecurity, and nobody really thinks that until Rich is like mean to them. But if Rich wants to be known as being seen as people thinking he's gay, if that even came out close, I don't know why he keeps talking about it. I think he's really insecure with his sexuality, unfortunately.
as a male,
sex.
and say you're attractive, then how can you do that? So you'll never look good, and that's why people always say, oh, that guy must be gay, because no, it's because if I can say, wow, okay, Jared Leto, sexy FF.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, the guy
Oh,
is,
he doesn't age either.
he doesn't age.
Oh my God, I
and
just
the
saw
guy
it
is a
recently.
fucking musician on top of
Yeah,
that.
it was at 30 Seconds to
He's
Mars.
an amazing musician. I mean, come on. So that's what I learned. And you know what? And women already know this. Women don't have an issue. No one ever gives women for being like that. You know, like being like, I find that girl so cute. That guys are like, oh, really? Do you guys want to have a three? You know, it's like that's where the guys go. But so women are more likely to be like can appreciate each other's beauty, and that's why they improve their beauty. And it goes back to what Joy was saying. Again, if you come in and you say nasty things and you point out negativity, that's all you're fostering in yourself. But if you go in and say, hey, you look really beautiful, they might say something back, but it doesn't matter. But this sort of beauty thing happens, and that's why beautiful women kind of do this thing. And guys, same thing, except we don't usually see it, except in places like where? Like in the military. But we don't see behind the scenes the guys like, hey man, you look badass. No one wants to say that. But some of those outfits, those guys or the cops or whatever, when they have a tight crew and they're comfortable telling each other they look good, their outfit looks good. If they can't tell each other they look good.
Well, a lot of guys have no problem, like in sports, smacking each other on the ass. They get used to that.
Athlete, okay, there you go. Perfect example. Football players, athletes. I mean, you don't see much smacking on the butt these days. I think there's a lot of issues. No, you see it all the time in the 70s.
All the Me Too stuff.
All the Me Too, yeah. People are a little worried because there is a little issue of you can't be slapping anybody, male or female, on the butt anymore.
Well, I think Ellen got in trouble for that or something.
Ellen got in trouble for it.
Ellen got in trouble on her show.
And Tom Brady might have gotten in trouble.
Yep, smacking people on their ass or something.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Ellen DeGeneres' stand-up since her show?
I forgot about it. We were very young. Like somehow I had that thing where like the women who I was friends with when I was younger, guess what they turned out to be? Right, bisexual or lesbian. Women I was dating were either bisexual or lesbian, either before or after I dated them.
Yeah, if you guys can't find a celebrity of each sex that you find attractive, something's wrong with you. I got mine. Who are you? You guys say your two.
I'm kind of over it.
Who are you? Who's your male? No, who's the male and female? Just say a celebrity.
I have to go back.
He does not want to answer this question. And he answers it not well. He is very insecure with his masculinity and his sexuality. I read a study once that if men didn't have children, that they start to like get more feminine. I don't know. But I don't care either way, but Rich is obviously insecure about that. I think. I could be
Back in the day, I'd have to think about it.
Then do it. Yeah. So
pretty much anybody famous right now.
No.
With this channel.
Who are the
probably if
you could pick the most attractive, like who you
no,
would pick, or like
honestly,
who
I'd want to be partners with, who I'd want to be coming on my channell, like hanging out, like with me. Yeah, if Tatum, if you're out there, if you're watching this now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Jack.
No. Channing, if you're out there watching this, man, if you want to kind of collab sometime, come on my show.
I love Channing.
No, I could really use. Listen, I got a lot of haters out here, man. I've known you I followed you for a while.
What about Zach? Do you give him on Zach?
And Channing hearted one of my Twitter tweets a long time ago.
That's right.
And if he could just
remember. You lost it on that. I forgot.
And if he could just remember that we've known each other, and he liked me back then. And then if he could come on here and validate that, hey man, yeah, Rich is a good guy. I remember I liked one of his tweets like back in 2017.
So it'll take Channing Tatum, Jack Doherty, or Zac Efron.
No. I don't want Jack Doherty.
Oh, not Jack Doherty.
No. Jack Doherty, he's a kid. I just admire what he's doing. I don't want him.
I think he's a funny kid.
Okay, then you take him. I don't want him. To me, I would not want to spend 5 seconds with that dude.
I get kicked out spend
time. Yeah, Jack likes. She likes that. I like what he's doing. I applaud him for being a 13-year-old making $500,000 a year.
How creepy! And Joy's like, yes you do. And he's like, no, swear. What a creep.
At age 13, that guy has been on YouTube for like 10 years.
He's a riot.
I mean, come on. I mean, as soon as he turned 13, he's like, I got a channel. Within like a couple of years, he was making $1 million a year on YouTube.
Now my favorite.
Last year. I mean, again, I don't want him on my channel.
No, I'm just saying. I got my picks.
I'm saying.
You already know my picks.
Last year he made $20 million.
My pick's not Jack.
On his
Anything else? Like, people always want to like focus on like jobs as like priorities in life, but like I think your free time is where you need to focus on. Like, what are you doing in your free time? You know, like that's what your life is, not what you do for a living. I hate the question, and you could probably know why. I would hate that when people ask, what are you doing for a living? Which is a terrible question for me, but I've always hated it because I've never had the jobs that were like super like awesome to say, except for maybe in the Air Force, but even then, not everybody likes the military. So I've never had like a job that's like super respected. So like that question is only cool if you have an awesome job. But if you have like a service job, you know, like I've been a janitor, I've been a concierge, I've been a waitress, I've been, you know, things that are just not like where, you know, a dishwasher, you know, like where people are like, oh, what do you do for, you know, where when someone has a glamorous job, that question is really fun. But people that have, hey, I'm a trash man, it's like, don't ask me what I do for a living, you know, you don't want everyone to ask. Whereas I always am like, why don't you focus on what people are doing in their free time instead of what they do for a living? Because living is just how you pay your bills. It shouldn't be your life. So we like that. We try to have our job be a smaller part of our life, and that's what me and Richard always wanted, to be together more and not.
Sometimes when I hear Joy trying to explain this kind of thing, it is sad that she's so embarrassed of what she does, and now she has like a very public hobby on top of that. But I wonder if Rich feels bad at all. Or he just doesn't give a shit. This is his life, and he's just gonna keep going the way he is. I would feel bad if I was Rich.
Not working as much. And that's why we chose to do this lifestyle so that we could be together more. Because otherwise we would have jobs that would be apart all the time.
We keep
because
saying
we would have jobs that we had to work a lot of hours for very little money. Because, ever since Richard's father died, and the business failed and stuff, like his credit was pretty shot. And then he had a DUI, and I've had a DUI. And so our, we have records. So it makes it very difficult to get like really good jobs. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get like pretty shitty jobs, and then we're gonna be apart the entire time. And now, so that was always our thing. We want to be together, but then now it's even more important because we have to be around for Annette. But even before Annette, we just were like, we don't want to just have a job that we're apart all the time, and then we spend our entire life apart, and our entire life is working at a job for someone else, and then we just come home and barely see each other at night. That's what we didn't want. So that's why we're very, I don't know, like people are like, why do you guys continue this? It's like because we wanted to be together. Anything else would have kept us apart. So even now, the only thing that ever has us apart, but we're still pretty close even when I go to New York because we're on the phone the entire time together. Like when like anytime I'm in my hotel room, I'm like FaceTiming Richard pretty much, when I'm not working. So we're still kind of together.
Is it, I keep wanting to say separation anxiety, but what is it that Joy has? What is that called? I'd call it separation. Like she has separation issues. She has issues about being left behind. I can't remember the word, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like someone just, abandonment. It's abandonment. Okay, so I think she has abandonment issues, and I totally understand because of the way she lost her mom and her mom and dad and the stepdad and all that stuff. But you and Rich have been together so long, like I think you guys can trust each other. As far as I know, I feel really bad that she just doesn't branch out of Rich and Joy souping each other up and inflating each other's egos. Like you guys deserve more relationships in life than Rich and then hating everyone else, Joy and hating everyone else. It's weird, especially when Joy gets around someone in public and how freaking fake she is. And I totally get it. I probably do the same thing sometimes, but it's just like, Joy, maybe you should accept that it's okay to be kind to other people without trying to find out things about them, to manipulate them, to hurt them, to not everybody's out to get you. Maybe that's what I'm trying to get at, but who am I to say I'm better?
Even when I'm in New York. So we're never really apart, and that's the way we like it. And that's why I don't really have friends, because I have Richard. I don't need a friend, I have Richard. And it's how it's always been for the last 12 years, and I like it that way, and I wouldn't change it. And I wanted my husband to be my best friend. I chose someone that I enjoyed hanging out with. I dated a lot of guys before Richard, and the biggest reason why I didn't want to be with the ones before Richard was because they didn't always want to hang out with me. I had dated guys that would want to go do things without me all the time. Like when we were together, do go to parties without me or go to people's houses without me. So I was never invited.
Sure.
And if I dated a guy that did that, I was like, why do I want to be with someone who doesn't want to hang out with me all the time? Like I've always been like, if I'm dating someone, I want to hang out. Like I want to do everything. I'm going to invite you to everything. You know what I mean? If I go to something, I'm going to bring you. And that's how me and Richard are. So as soon as I got with Richard, he was that way too. So it just was right away we were like, he wouldn't dream of going to do something without inviting me, unless I couldn't come the other day with the. But he even invited me. It was like, do you want me to see if I can get together? I was like, I don't care. I don't need one. But he wouldn't dream of going to something and not thinking to bring me or something. And I dated guys that would be like, oh, I don't want you to come. And I'm like, so that was a big deal for me. And that's our thing, is we just like hanging out together all the time. We're best friends, and you should be with your person that's your best friend. Otherwise, why are you with someone if you don't like being with them? Like, if you don't like hanging out with your partner, then why are you with them? Like, I love hanging out with Richard. I hate when I go to New York just because of being away from him.
I wanted to add to abandonment issues, rejection and being like unvalued and not being needed and stuff like that. That's all a control joy thing. That's definitely what that is. And you guys can point the finger back at me and be like, "Hey, you can't just sit there and tell us what joy and whatever is." I'm not putting my life out there for all you guys to see. And I think they're asking for it when they hurt people, scream at the camera that you're fat, and then have an eating disorder. And they're definitely asking for it. And they've hurt so many people. I don't feel bad for them, but I do wish they'd get help. And I feel really bad for the mother-in-law, for Gloria. That's fucked up. And they still, even with the dentist, like, rumor has it that she wrote a check again. And they don't care to make sure there's money in that. They don't care to make sure Gloria doesn't write a bad check again. Gloria, they're not helping Gloria fix her mouth. And that's so screwed up, because I know Gloria's helped them get other things and get ahead in life again. Especially, Gloria's the reason they're not homeless right now. It's just... But I'll stop.
Like, if Richard and Annette and Casper could come with me to New York, then being in New York would be the best thing in the whole world. Like being in New York to me is heaven on earth. But when I'm away from them, it's a real conflict for me. Like, it makes it very difficult. Like, the whole time I'm there, I'm conflicted. No, I'm okay.
It's extract, pretty stable. It's extract.
Yeah, but we didn't get any today.
We're not getting here today. It's called extract.
It's called, or a distillate.
Or distillate.
Or concentrate. Or RSOs, sometimes they call them. But it's basically just like pure THC. So it's much stronger than doing the flower. So you just do a tiny, tiny bit on like your finger. It's just a tiny bit of this oil. And it's another way that you can consume weed if you don't want to. But we didn't get any today. Because it's just another expense. Like,
yeah, Sugar Skull Mama, you have to do a little research. You've never heard of a syringe before.
Yeah, you gotta look. They're either called distillate, syringe, concentrate.
I put this in there because it was important to me to the way they were explaining it, and it was just funny the way they were like, "If you don't know what a syringe is," it's just funny.
But we didn't get any today because it's just another expense. Like,
yeah, Sugar Skull Mama, you have to do a little research. You've never heard of a syringe before.
Yeah, you gotta look. They're either called distillate, syringe, concentrate,
they've been around
applicator. They've been
20 or 30 years, 50 years, since the 70s.
Yeah,
but you're a little old school if you've never heard of one. They use them for the dab oils. They use them to refill cartridges.
Very, very common.
Very common. They do it. Back in the day when I worked in an office, if that's what I would use, instead of having to go, smoke weed before work or after work or whatever for your medicine, just use the dab oil. You don't have to smoke it at all. You just take it and then it kind of slowly mixes up the day.
That's what I meant to say. I think on one of the 9/11 videos, he says, "I didn't start smoking weed till I stopped working." He said when he worked in the businesses that he was eating the applicators or whatever. He's such a liar. He goes back on everything he says. "Oh, not till I stopped working was I smoking weed." You were smoking weed the whole time. People usually don't pick up weed in their... He's a dinosaur, so let's say their 30s. He's just so full of shit, he stinks.
If that's what I would use, instead of having to go, smoke weed before work or after work or whatever for your medicine, just use the dab oil. You don't have to smoke it at all. You just take it and then it kind of slowly
and
mixes
weed
up
is
the
for
day.
medicine for people. So when you guys act like, oh, people are getting high before, no, this is medicine for people. So you guys,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
You guys that don't smoke weed don't understand that this is not like a party when you're doing weed. This is a medicinal thing.
Exactly. You like the CBD gummies?
Yeah, CBDs are really good.
CBDs are so good for you.
We don't do the gummies because they have sugar. We used to do the gummies, but they have sugar. But gummies are awesome. Too much sugar for us.
Yeah.
We were doing those for a minute, even when we were trying to not do sugar. And as soon as I ate those, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to eat like a bag of candy, like just eating like one gummy. And I'd be like, I want gummy worms so bad. Like I was craving gummies as soon as I would eat of those edible gummies. We were doing this like last year, I think it was, and it was when I was trying to stop being bulimic. And one bite of those like gummies, and I was like, oh god,
Yeah,
do
so
me
much.
in. It was because they're so sweet.
It's so much.
It was so sweet that I was like, oh, now I'm.
Since then, but
Oh my god, I got a story for you guys about that.
what's that?
So when I was in Oregon, I dated this guy that was into surfing. Surfing in Oregon.
No good.
The worst idea ever.
Have you ever been surfing?
It
in
is, don't ever. It is the most God. I said, why would we torture ourselves this way? Like, I did not understand it. He's like, do you want to go again? I was like, no, absolutely not. No, I went one time. I was like, I'm good. I literally could not feel, and I was in full gear. I mean, you go like in hypothermia gear, you know, you put on like the full
Bob, have you ever surfed
wetsuit,
out
everything,
there?
you put on everything, booties, gloves, everything. You're fully geared out in head to toe, and you still turn blue. Like everything turns blue. You're so darn cold in that darn water. And I was like, why would we do this? I do not understand this. Like, this seems like the worst thing I could ever imagine doing. And this was for fun. It is so cold in Oregon.
Yeah,
It is so cold.
I did it.
It's the worst thing. Like,
I did it,
surfing
Bob.
in California is what I was just doing. Surfing
I
in
did it,
Oregon,
Bobby.
worst
I surfed out there,
idea
man.
ever.
I surfed out there, Bob.
So
Is on our little swim run. Now what Annette wants to do is she wants to get a little Mexican food, which sounds perfect to me. I'm a California boy, and I love a big burrito after a surf.
freaking cold.
Yeah, in fact, I used to probably drive past your place, Bob, on my way to the coast. I used to take that road towards Newburgh out that way.
Yeah, I love the coast of Oregon though. It's beautiful. It's just freaking cold.
California
I didn't
boy.
see Midge's comment, but if you're confused, don't worry. He's in England. It's like way late there. He's like half sheets to the wind by now. What is it? 3 sheets? No, 3
3 sheets to the wind.
3, not a half a sheet. What am I thinking?
He's 5 sheets to the wind.
Do you know what that means, by the way? Do you know what 3 sheets to the wind means? My dad told me this.
It's about sailing.
It's about, well, I told you. Don't tell him. I told you. Don't tell
Oh.
I already told you.
Oh.
I told you.
Oh, I didn't remember.
Of course. How do you think you know? Who in your family's a sailor?
Actually, Brad was a sailor, and my
Really?
uncle
Really?
Steven.
So
Yeah,
much?
yep. My uncle Steven, who designed
Okay, well,
computer chips, is a
maybe they did.
sailor.
Maybe they did tell
And
you.
Brad's a sailor. So get out of here.
Yeah. So, 3 sheets to the wind. It's a sailing term.
No, my uncle Steven, he designed computer chips back in the day, like when computers were brand new. So like he was paid a fortune, which are probably still paid a lot. But I mean, like no one knew how to do this stuff. Like this guy's freaking smart as can be. He's not a blood relative, so it's probably which are probably still paid a lot. But I mean, like no one knew how to do this stuff. Like this guy's freaking smart as can be. He's not a blood relative, so it's probably we always say he's too smart for our family. But anyways, he's insanely intelligent and he married my aunt who's wacky. My aunt is schizophrenic. I have a schizophrenic aunt, and she married Steven, and he's the nicest guy. But he's a very good sailor.
I love watching old black and white movies. I don't know if you know that about me, but I love the old movies. And one of the movies that was on last night.
Just wanted to stop it here and say, of course you love it. You were alive when they were filmed, Rich.
It was called, God, what was it called? Them or something. But basically,
movie with an irritating, what's his name? I mean, goddamn nuts.
Huh.
Michael Keaton.
oh, you love that guy.
No, I can't stand Michael
Your
Keaton.
dad
He's
loves
so
that guy.
annoying. He's so high.
Why is she walking like she just got off a horse? Is it the boots? Is it the boots or her job? I do not know.
Movie with an irritating, what's his name? Drive me goddamn nuts.
Huh.
Michael Keaton.
Oh, you love that guy.
No, I can't stand Michael
Your
Keaton.
dad
He's
loves
so
that guy.
annoying. He's so high. He is just so wasted.
All the time.
And people just thought he was so funny. I'm like, the guy is so
Night
high.
Shift with Henry Winkler.
Yeah, that was a good
We
movie.
watched
Though.
Night- yeah,
that was a good movie. But Michael Keaton was the most annoying part of the movie. He's so annoying. My dad loves Michael.
Oh my gosh, they spend so much time talking about pancakes. I just couldn't stand it. I couldn't believe it. I think they still love pancakes. Very sure.
Good one.
Yeah, they just make you think you have to get two. It's like it works for what's fun. Some things you have to buy more, but those.
Are you scared leaving it at home alone with that sketchy guy walking around the neighborhood?
That was like what was that like 2 days ago? Now?
Yeah, it was kind of old and his.
I don't think that guy's coming back to our house. That's for sure. He was like, "This is ridiculous. I've never been so mistreated."
He was so insulted.
I just wonder why most interactions with Rich and Joy, people do feel like they've never been treated like that before. I've never had a phone call with someone as bad as what I had with Richard. I mean, that's not being fair, but I wonder what that means about them as people. Unless they're talking to each other, they're not getting along with anyone, Rich and Joy. If they're not Rich talking to Joy or Joy talking to Rich, they are mad. It is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, we need to give them a protein. Whatever you want to get
Oh, for that?
for that for today. So they just need a protein.
Oh,
So
look.
whatever you want to pick out.
The ground beef is still on sale. That's a pretty good deal. You get the ground beef? Or
Yeah, whatever you want to get. They just
Let's
need
see
one
if we can
protein
do
today,
it.
not two because Gloria gets confused. Just one, and then tomorrow I'll get another one.
Anything? That's not bad. $1.99.
This got boring too. Let's run through the proteins. Who can talk about beef this much?
Love that. All right. Oh,
I
no.
know exactly what I
No.
like honey in, and I just go get it.
All right. Here we go. Okay, I gotta make sure I have enough on this. I'll prioritize when I get out there. This is, they get so mad at me. I put things
We're
back.
going like a bottle of wine.
No. We can't afford that, you guys. That's out of question.
I don't think that she really drinks that much.
Yeah, no, that's out of the question today. Sorry.
Wine is out of
I'm
question,
already
guys.
determined if I can even afford what we have in the cart. That's not affordable. Also, she really shouldn't drink. I mean,
Oh,
it's
wait,
like
wait,
we were getting her alcohol with me, good, but it
Yes,
makes
Joy.
her really grumpy
Joy.
and really irritable, and she just
Joy.
sleeps all day.
Halloween's coming up.
No, we need to go, Richard. I can't buy anymore.
Oh,
We're like over limit over. I don't know why we keep buying
okay.
more stuff.
Oh, making sure we got everything we need for the.
Well, yeah, we have everything we need, so we're not gonna be able to pay for everything that you want.
Calm down. I just
I mean,
look
ridiculous.
at Joy.
I'm saying, guys, stop. I said we're done, and keep on, keep going.
Calm down. You know, you yell at me. We're just shopping.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? We're not trading stocks here.
He's like a child. Joy, Joy, Joy. Candy? Candy, Joy? Joy, Candy? Don't yell at me. They are ate up. That's all I can say. They are not right. Very strange.
Yeah, I'm prioritizing to make sure. I gotta look at how much money I have on this.
For items without barcodes.
Thank you. No, New York is not a vacation. When we never went there for vacation, we moved to New York during the pandemic because we couldn't survive in Vegas. That's why we went to New York, guys. It wasn't by choice.
Vegas was
we
good,
could not. We
Melissa.
could not survive during
But listen,
the
we
pandemic.
didn't have alimony money coming in. Like you,
We didn't
got
get money
going
from the
on.
government like
you,
you guys.
you have
Yeah,
to
the
work for our money. So I don't know if you knew this, but there's a thing called COVID. It shut down the world for like 2 years. No one was coming to Vegas. Casinos been shut down for 3 months. In fact, 27 casinos on the strip, 27 closed or sold. 27. Vegas is completely different. Well, Melissa wouldn't know that because she has the cushion of a fat check coming in every month, whether she gets out of bed or not. Wish I could be you, Melissa. It'd be nice just to sit around and get drunk all day and just criticize other people's relationships. But unfortunately,
so
other
many
people have to work.
drunks.
Yeah, it's cool. You know, we worked. I've never worked harder than I did the year we lived in New York. That was not fun. It's fun because it's New York.
We
That's
love
why.
New York.
But we moved like every other day, sometimes even every day. We were exhausted the entire time. We were having a great time because we were in New York. We were like, we're in New York.
You always have a good time. You
Yeah.
know?
So no, there were days that were. There were days that were not good too, though, and so it was a lot of stress. I mean, so like you guys anyway
you want
realize
to
like,
my eggs? I'll make you scrambled eggs.
yeah, no, like, we went through a lot in New York where it's like it was a lot of like most people would not have lasted.
He doesn't give a shit that she's going back to New York. All he can think about is the money. And she knows. She knows it's about to be hell. God, I just can't believe them.
I mean, so like you guys anyway
you want
realize
to
like,
my eggs? I'll make you scrambled eggs.
yeah, no, like, we went through a lot in New York where it's like it was a lot of like most people would not have lasted as long as their year because it was so hard. Like especially staying in the hotels because we kept having to change the hotels all the time. And living in hotels is hard, period.
yeah, it was
but
hard.
normally when people live in hotels, they're in like a nice hotel that they stay for a while. We in the beginning that was the case, but as we were there longer, when you start to run out of money because New York is so darn expensive, you go, oh my gosh, because we went there with a bunch of money that went away really fast in New York City. And so there were times where we're like, oh, we can afford one night at a hotel. And what would happen is either they sold out the next night, or the next night
Richard, for president,
they
thank you
raised
for
the rate
this.
like 3 times what it was the
You're
night
awesome,
before.
bro.
Because that's their scam, is they get you the first night on a cheap rate. So we kept having to change hotels to like keep a cheap rate, which meant most days from 11 till 3 p.m. we had nowhere to go but just wander around New York City in the cold usually, because we wouldn't have a place from the time you check out of one hotel and check into another hotel.
Yeah.
So it was so annoying when we would have to do it daily, because there was like half the day you didn't even have a place. We were just wandering around the city. So it was a great time, but exhausting, and it was by no means a vacation.
No, we don't.
Not a vacation.
But a whole life.
Well, yeah,
we always
like-
have fun joining on.
Yeah.
We've always made the best out of a molehill.
The only time we've ever gone on vacation is we went for 2 days to Aspen in July 2016. Everything else we moved and we worked the whole time. We've never just gone for something for leisure.
That's
We still
sad.
don't.
Yeah.
And when we got to the strip, that's only for work. The only time we went down to the strip, not for work, was to see the Tropicana.
I think, and I'm just guessing, the reason they've never got to be on vacation or do any of that thing, A, Rich hasn't worked. B, they're complete drug and crackheads. And C, they blow money like it's like children.
And being exploded.
Yeah.
That was it. Other times, the only time we're ever down there is for work. We would never just go to the strip. Can't even dream of that. And that means, like, if someone calls, I have to go then, because that might be the only call you get for several days. That's how it works sometimes with my job when it's slow. You might be, and it could be any time of the day, and you have to go immediate, and you have to sometimes be there within sometimes 10 minutes. Back in the day when we could be, now we're 30 minutes away. So it's like, but, and sometimes it can be that soon. If not, then bye. And so we're like darting to go do things and stuff. And so we've never been able to be somewhere we could not be available. Does that make sense? Like, we can't be like in a concert for 4 hours and just not be available or something like that, you know?
Hey, just so you know, see, there's Roxanne. So for those of you who are saying that I blocked her, making them all this stuff again, that's like the third or fourth falsehood you guys try to spread that I had to prove incorrect as well.
Stoned
Should
out
you
of
got
their
it?
mind.
Like,
Stony
Like, say-
baloney.
First,
I love that. I love the gift. That's great. Then the gift membership, but I hate to say, oh, like, members. So I thought, oh, she came.
yeah. That's Roxanne. Using a bunch of stuff. It's like,
Who is this?
tell you it's not true. The truth is not true. Another lie after that. It's a very interesting mental gymnastics game you guys try to play with me all day long.
Joy likes that.
Something that-
That's what I named one of my videos. Joy likes it.
Oh man, made me laugh.
They get so
Don't
mad
do
just
it.
thinking about it. It's funny.
What's that?
What's that? She's so stupid.
All right, we have to stop and get cigarettes for a minute,
Okay, good.
and then finally home. And I'm gonna make breakfast.
Oh, that sounds good. Been a long morning already.
You go to whether it be a Bible. Okay, please spearhead me. Thank you. I would appreciate that. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Anyways, my mom made us go to a Bible study or a youth group thing or Wednesday night service or something pretty much every day. I think maybe one day a week there wasn't something. Friday, I think we didn't go to anything. Friday was the night off of church.
Oh, that's nice. Did you ever eat fish on Fridays?
We can eat fish
I
really
thought-
ever.
But now, is there
Oh,
a
yeah.
rule that you're not supposed to eat fish on Fridays? Some religions say no fish on Fridays. No
We
fish.
just never ate fish. So I don't like fish.
You don't like fish?
Not really, you know that. We tried
How
to
could
in
you
New
not
York.
like fish?
I don't like fish. I mean,
Why
in New
not?
York, remember we ate out. Gloria didn't teach him to pay attention at all. Oh dear. Richard used to walk in front of cars when I first. It's terrible because the simplest things that a mom should have taught them, they struggle with. Like, and they're super intelligent, so it's not like intelligence thing. It's just like if your mom didn't teach you anything as a small child, very simple things like pay attention, look both ways when you cross the street. Maybe look before you walk in a place. Make sure you're going into the right building. You know, just little things like were never taught to them. So Um, just the paying attention. I think as a child, your parents teach you to pay attention. So that's what they didn't learn. Like they like don't notice things. So as a small child, if you have a parent that's attentive, they'll make you notice things like pay attention that so you stay safe. You know what I mean? But when your parents aren't good parents, they don't teach you safety. So safety is paying attention. So I don't get upset with them. I just laugh and they can't help it because they can't be taught now. It's like teaching an old dog new tricks, because it was something that should have been taught as a small child. And like they've gone their whole life without having that stability of pretty standard, normal things that kids are taught. They really were not, because a little bit from their dad, and he was taught a little bit from his grandma, but his grandma passed, and so then it was just Gloria, and Gloria just, I mean, I don't know, all she says, be careful, but doesn't tell you what to be careful.
The price
Just the word, just the word.
Okay, the last part doesn't really matter. So what Joy's saying is, she's an idiot, but besides that, Joy is saying anything Rich does bad isn't Rich's fault, it's Gloria's or a parent. Like, it wasn't even 2 days ago, weren't they talking about accountability? Okay, Joy, so Rich shouldn't have to just pay attention and not get too high or not get too stoned out of his mind or not get too effed up. It's Rich's mom's fault all this stuff happens. Could you imagine blaming every time your husband does something, blaming his mother? And that's what she's doing. It's insanity. Joy, that's crazy. To think that a 56-year-old man, everything he's done wrong, it's just Gloria's fault. Maybe Joy does that. Joy does that so she doesn't have to hate her husband and she can still like him. She's just going to blame someone else when he F's up everything and doesn't work and doesn't this or that. Oh, just Gloria's fault. That's sad. So sad.
It went up.
It went up. Really? What is it now?
Yeah, $24.50.
Really? Because just the other
Just raised
day,
it this weekend.
I was going to say, I was just, okay.
The kitchen looks nice today, Gloria.
All right. All right.
Good.
We started putting the phone above
The gums?
Yeah.
You have to go back in.
Yeah, but I don't know why I don't do it.
Oh, there's Grandma Mayhem. For those of you who don't know Grandma Mayhem, she makes some of the best hot chocolate. That's why we let her in here. Even though she's a hater, she makes good hot chocolate. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, everybody. Yes, I'm saying. Yeah, put a little half and half.
I think it helps. It does help. Worse.
We didn't tell her to use straight peroxide. We said to use half and half. Yeah. Did they no, they didn't give her any antibiotics. No antibiotics?
Oh, that's what it is.
No, that's not prescription.
Oh, no, the other doctor did prescribe antibiotics, but it appeared.
But that was it. Oh, it's gone now. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, the peroxide. But I think the situation is she's got to get some surgery done, but it's expensive. Surgery is expensive. $5,000 in surgery. No surgery. Yeah, you don't. It's not good. Yeah. Yeah, and that says no surgery. Yeah, avoid the surgery. Yeah, it's a good idea. I get you. If it's an infection, though, you'll need to get some antibiotics, says Roses Galore. Yeah, we saw it. It's expensive, you're right. Good morning, Annette. I hope you're having a wonderful day, says Bobby. Bobby Gage wishes you a wonderful day.
Okay.
That's Bobby.
Okay.
Bobby. Oh, I am in pain right now, Sugar Skull Mama. Thank you for asking. I've been in pain. I have some serious teeth problem right now. I can't afford it either. It's been like that for over a year. Just medicine, I know. So she just got hers like about a couple weeks ago. I've been suffering for over a year. But yeah, that's how I feel. Thank you for asking. Really nice of you.
Rich needing to say that Like he didn't have to say that out loud. He didn't have to say woe is me and tell his sob story because his mom is hurting and his mom doesn't smoke weed every day and doesn't do anything else. He doesn't get that complaining like that when someone else is hurting looks so bad on him. He's just completely clueless that, Rich, you definitely take a lot more drugs than your mother. And if your mother's in pain and it just started, she's not used to it. But if you're going to let your teeth rot away and never pay for them so that you guys can smoke $600 in weed, by all means, fucking do it. But your mom having to suffer because I have no proof of that, but that you probably sold everything in the house to buy your own drugs, it it makes it more sick than usual that Rich just had to say, "Oh, but I'm hurting and my tooth's been like this for a year." It's just fucked up. He's a sicko, dude.
Yeah, but you don't understand. Low cost is still cost. She has $0. $0. The money that comes in is $2,000. Her bills are $5,000. That's $0. So when you say, yeah, there's low cost dentists, that's great. If it's more than $100, we can't afford it. So that's the reality for us. I know it's easier for you guys. You guys are sitting here on YouTube all day. I get it. You guys have I mean, I wish I had your life, man. You must have been born with a silver spoon in your mouth, or you got one somehow. Because you can sit around here all day and come and criticize me. I wish I could be you, man. That'd be nice. Sure would be nice, man. But no, Josh, we have to work for everything we do. So even just $100 is a lot of money for us, right, Gloria? Just the basic stuff. Yeah, life is hard for everyone. Well, actually, it's not hard for everyone. It's not hard for everyone. The people that come in here and basically criticize us and tell us all that stuff, that's a lot easier life than living my life. Trust me. Because you guys are sitting at home in a nice place with all your luxuries, eating food probably, and sitting online criticizing us. That's a lot easier. That's a lot easier than having to kind of come out here and work. But Josh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know what work is, Josh? Seriously. I mean, volunteering isn't really work, dude. I know you think it's all cool and all that shit, but it's just you volunteered. That's not a real job. I mean, a real job. Yeah, I've had those. When you get one, you call me. You let me know how it goes. Hey, Caspi, where are you? There you are.
He gets so triggered when people do point out, Rich, you haven't worked. You might have worked, but you haven't worked in the last 20 years, 12 years, whatever it is. And you want everyone to feel bad for you, but you're not trying. You're not trying at life anymore. And you're just asking for handouts. And then you're making fun of someone for volunteering. I think he's really wrapped up in remembering every screen name's backstory too. Because if you ask him, he knows everything about everything they've said. And he's just falling for it. And he's gonna get what's coming to him if he keeps being mean to every single person that comes in the room. Nobody wants that. Nobody. Nobody wants to help you anymore because you're such an asshole.
Oh, look what you got. Look what you got. What you got? What am I? Oh, I'm triggering the trolls. It makes me laugh. It's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I'm not only the judge, but I'm also the terminator, the executioner, and the decider. So yeah, I have a lot of hats I have to wear around here, besides just being the judge. Funny. Hi, buddy. He is so cute, you guys. How cute is she?
It's a boy.
Yeah, we'll check out the nanoskulls, man. But I don't think I met 200 years ago. You know what they did? They smelled a lot of herbs, right?
Well, weren't they doing like that one
No.
show? That show.
No, not hydro. I mean,
No,
it's-
but that one show. No, that one show. Where he was sitting at the that one we were watching. You know what it's called? Knickerbocker or something like that.
oh yeah. Oh hey, let me call Rachel again. Hand me your phone. No, I said 200 years ago.
He really wants to go see Rachel for some reason. I just wonder, I've watched it and everything, but you know, you can't really tell when he has the camera off of him what they were really doing. Why did he want to go see Rachel so bad? Because she was feeling great, I'm sure. I don't think it was just for clothes.
That was 95 years ago. Well, that's a big difference because 95 years ago they had cocaine, they had all sorts of drugs synthesized by then, opiates, everything synthesized. Well, yeah, that's not what I said. I was saying back in the day, 200 years ago, this is what this is what a doctor was, smelling the herbs. We got two flavors. We got Dutch Hawaiian. Hand me the bag. I'll show them.
Then seriously, I can put them on right while I'm still holding the clothes, I put them back on. Take off an hour, put that back in the upper the next day. So yeah, that's seriously. I put it back on pajamas as soon as they're out of the wash. That's why it looks like you never wash my clothes, which I would not be very good.
Sure.
You know, figures one thing, funky smell. I don't like it. I smell a lot. I have a very strong nose. Like that's one of my senses are pretty strong. So I can smell my own odor. Like right now, I need to shower. I haven't showered in like 8 months. I'm like, I need to shower now. You start to smell your own odor. So wearing dirty clothes. I was not a couple times that we did that we were homeless. I would smell my own odor. I'm like, oh, this is I do not like this. This is not something like I can literally. Sometimes people can't smell their own odor. If they can, they everybody has this funk. I don't know what's going on. But some people are like, do you not smell that on yourself? Because I can smell my own odor. Don't you guys? Like your armpits start to stink.
Did you? Yeah, exactly.
No, my friends, some people don't smell their own odors.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, we need to-
Maybe.
You go to the pharmacy?
Oh,
Yeah, you probably go there later. Okay.
The pharmacy?
Make lunch. Okay, I'll have lunch now. I'm gonna have a burger
They
now.
just went and got
I'm hungry
weed.
now. Now I'm hungry.
What's the pharmacy?
Now I'm hungry. That's fine.
5 minutes ago, I overfed the show.
But now I'm hungry though. I'm hungry now. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have some burgers. Yeah, I got them ready to go. Yeah. Okay. Put some freaking deodorant on. That's disgusting, says Krista.
I can't stand
Hi.
deodorant.
Hi,
Oh,
Krista.
you guys, that natural deodorant, I don't know who can use that stuff.
I like Axe.
So listen, I do secret. I do
I'll tell you.
secret. Well, I do secret that we're. I cannot do any of that Tom's stuff. I love Tom's toothpaste. But like Tom's deodorant, I'm like, this doesn't work. I stink still. Like, it doesn't take away my odor. I know it's like it's natural something like that. The whole foods in this is natural, it's better for you. So, I'm like, the experts when they say this issue. And I'm like, well, whatever it is that they put in there that makes your smell go away, I want that. And those natural ones don't take your smell away. I'm like, what is the point of deodorant if it doesn't get rid of your odor? Those natural ones do not need to go. Now he's over here.
I wonder if Joy talks about her beef smell. Because if you eat nothing but ground beef, you're gonna start smelling like it. And if she's not showering like once, maybe even twice a day for the meat sweats, I don't. She stinks. You know it. Just the way she's even acting.
Do I use the line? 100%. And soap and water.
Soap and water.
Rachel, just text us when you're ready. We'll come over. Oh, you didn't have your mic on? No, it's on me. Very big. Hey, but everyone else, they're still on the shore. So it's hard for them to relate, you know, because we're sitting out here in the ocean and they're sitting there sandbagging. You know, you guys know about, you know what I mean by sandbagging? Oh, man, you got a yeast infection? Man, listen, tell you what causes that? That's candida. It's a candida overgrowth.
Candida.
Now, you can also get those in your gut, and that's what happens when you eat too much sugar. Stop eating the sugar, your yeast infections go away. So
That's bull. So maybe I'll make a. There's this one podcast type, Howard Stern type thing they were trying to do, Rich and Joy were trying to do. And they have one episode full of the Candida on the Jedi Rich channel. And Joy is nuts. Joy thinks her downstairs gets sick with yeast infections, bladder infections, kidney infections, so on and so forth, because of sugar. She's crazy. And she goes on and she really believes this stuff. She has the whole... It's insane. Joy is nuts when it comes to not understanding what she's doing to her body, the way she treats it. Because everything that happens to Joy is the way she treats herself and doesn't take care of herself and doesn't go get health care and doesn't... It's just...
Oh.
I
Hey,
can't
man,
believe
do what in reality is doing. Quit out the sugar, and your yeast infection will go away. Brass, not glass. Candida, not Canada, Candida. Although they're very closely related. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just joking to my Canadian friends right now.
Talk about myself. I have to listen.
Hardy, har, har.
Tired of listening to hearing about myself.
That reminds me of Harvey Keitel. Hardy, har, har.
I like Harvey Keitel.
The story. Oh wait, here's the story you want to hear. Wait, Christy would like to hear. The story she was about to tell, and then she stopped. What story you about? The story about Aladdin.
You guys, I was literally quoting a movie, and then I didn't quote it, and that was the end of the story. It was a quote. That was
Did
the.
you forget the quote?
Well, I'm trying to remember. I don't even know if I remember the quote. That's what I was like.
I'm totally punishing you. I'm making you listen to me all day long. Can you believe it? I mean, you know what I'm punishing? I'm punishing all the folks at YouTube for having to pay me to watch my art.
It was just like I didn't remember the whole.
They're being punished as well.
It was just like the line that I didn't remember the thing. That's why I was like saying it, and then I didn't remember it, and then it became this big thing, and it was like nothing.
Yeah.
But
What it was is, you know how like sometimes you see this big tornado come in, and then when it finally gets there, it goes into a dirt devil.
It turned into like a fart in the wind.
Yeah, a little part in the wind. That's pretty much what Joy's story was. I'm not even gonna repeat that out loud, Grandma Mayhem, because that's just not even nice. Joy's like, what? Never mind, Joy. Mumble, mumble, mumble.
No.
That's when
I don't need the
Aladdin tricked.
negativity.
Oh wait, that's when Aladdin tricked him to help him escape without a wish. Thanks, Felicia. Thank you. Hey, we have an Aladdin fan here. They knew the story. She loved that movie. Cool. Man, I love some of my favorite movies are cartoons. Just so you guys know.
I saw Aladdin a million times when I was a kid.
You liked it?
Oh yeah, we loved all the Disney. I loved that one, and
Hi,
Beauty and the
Chrissy.
Beast, and Little Mermaid, and oh my gosh, you know what we watched a million times? Me and my siblings. The one it was DuckTales, I think, and it was like where what's his name? Is it not that? What's
Okay.
that? Donald Duck's uncle. Donald Duck's uncle is like
Okay,
the
Donald
rich
Duck.
guy, and he likes to swim in his coins of money, you know.
Yeah.
But the DuckTales.
Scrooge?
he likes
Donald
to-
Duck.
DuckTales.
My grandmother was a person who she never got. And you better not marry them because you're going to end up hearing it more than 100,000 times in your lifetime because they only have one story before they met you. And they're going to tell it to you, okay? then, you know, as you go on, and they're going to tell other people, like, oh, hey, I'm at, as you go through life, you'll meet people. Even, you know, you'll have kids. Your partner will tell your kids their story. And the kids might need to hear it more than once, because as they get older, they'll hear different versions of the story. You know, you can't tell that, you know, the first time, you know, I was going to say the first time you went to the brothel, or the first time you took drugs for exchange for something. Anyways, you might not want to tell that to them until they're a little older. And the point is that if you don't like their story, then you better not marry them, because you're going to hear it so many times in so many different ways. It'd be like working in a restaurant that had one item, and you had to, and your job was to explain it to people. No, your job was to listen.
Maybe Rich, Joy needs help because she can't get over what's happened in her past life. But just a thought.
Listen to someone explain it to the table. The same menu item to the same people. That's pretty much what it's like. So you make sure you like their story. And I love Joy's story, by the way. I don't know if she's too crazy about my story. Joy, do you like my story? Okay, she likes my story. Yeah, I'll have to wait a while to tell my stuff. Yeah, okay, you get what I'm saying. Right. I have great stories too. I have a great story.
This guy who was a bodybuilder, and he.
See, I know her stories.
Anyways, he was very, very controlling, and he drove a truck, and so he would go away, and I stay at his place, and he would be very controlling. Like, he'd be on the phone with me the whole time and stuff. Like, I wasn't allowed. Like, I don't know, the guy was creepy. I'd have my sister help me get away from this guy. Anyways, so I was bulimic, and he didn't want me to be bulimic. And so I remember I would be making like grilled cheese sandwich, and my grilled cheese was like fried. So I was thinking about this, and he'd be like, "What is that noise in the background? Like, what are you talking about?" Because you could hear the frying of the grilled cheese. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So, but I didn't realize like how loud it is. You guys could literally hear it when my microphone wasn't even all the way over here. But I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's pretty distinct. He's sizzling up grease. But anyways, that was my story. Not a very interesting story. So I'm not good with the stories today. I'm going to bring me over for storytelling, and I'm not in storytelling.
You're the storyteller. You're the story talker.
I think you tell a lot of stories too. Richard's got great stories. Richard taught me most of the things I know, honestly. He's smart. And then I had to teach him back. Like, he would teach me, and then he forgets, and then I have to teach him.
I don't teach me.
You're super smart. He forgets what he teaches me. Then I have to teach him again.
He forgets everything. He's getting old.
You know that. That's what you do. Put your microphone on. I'll turn mine off. You're back in the burgers before they burn.
Okay. Yeah, don't overcook them. I want them raw. Oh, please don't be overcooked. Oh, please don't be.
Some raw
Please,
burgers.
please. I don't like. My biggest fear is having overcooked ground beef. It just ruins my day. In reality, anyways. Hey, listen. So the live streams encourages in reality to stay on track on the thing, of course, because they don't really talk too much about diet on the videos anymore. Honestly, because YouTube isn't really into, like, there's this thing right now, man. They don't like us talking about diet. They don't like Joy and I talking about it. I'm sure other people can talk about it, but they don't like us doing it. So we tend to stay away from it because when we started out the channel, we were all about like weight loss and overcoming bulimia, and you know, and then there's this thing with Eugene Clooney happened, and now somehow we got lumped in with her as as two.
Okay. I have to say this. I'm sure everybody that's watching this knows. Rich and Joy make up their own bullshit and then pass it off as fact to people. And there's younger people on YouTube that aren't ready, that shouldn't be hearing their made up jibber jabber. And I just can't believe Rich and Joy wholeheartedly believe their own bullshit. And it just, I don't know. They really believe the shit they're making up in their drug brains. And they're telling people, oh, just eat beef. It's very healthy. Oh, candida. Oh, we're sober. No, you're not. No, you're not. I can't believe that. Yeah, YouTube's on to them. And I bet they don't like what they talk about at all.
Talking about it. I'm sure other people can talk about it, but they don't like us doing it. So we tend to stay away from it because when we started out the channel, we were all about like weight loss and overcoming bulimia, and and then there's this thing with Eugene Clooney happened, and now somehow we got lumped in with her as as too skinny. No, they took down one of my videos. One of my videos where I was weighing myself, where I showed myself losing like 25 pounds eating the thing, and they said it was a violation for promoting eating disorders. I was like, dude, at the time I was still overweight when I was weighing in. So it was like, man, they're getting real tight and sensitive over there if they're bringing me down. But quite honestly, I have to tell you, I was flattered, because what I felt that YouTube was saying was that, dude, you're skinny. I was like, thanks, bro. No, that's not what they're saying.
It's exactly.
No, it wasn't misinformation. That's what you do, He-Man. Every day you come in with something new that's misinformation, but no, as usual, you're wrong about those misinformation. No, it was about harmful eating disorder behaviors, because everyone's so sensitive about losing weight. Yeah, no. If you want, I'll do a third community post pointing out like how wrong you guys are again.
Do it.
But I don't know if that's necessary. Do I need to do that, Moonzen, or are you just gonna accept the fact that we concede that you're a moron and just kind of move on from here, so I don't have to prove that you're a moron again?
Yeah, it's everyone else.
Okay,
not
good.
Rich.
You conceded. I'll accept that. Thank you, Moonzen, for being a humble moron. Mitch, don't worry about it. Stick to your ramen noodles. Ramen noodles are delicious. I don't know who ever gave ramen noodles a bad rap. Joy, do you like ramen noodles?
Unhealthy, no nutrition thing. When I'm bulimic, they are my favorite thing to eat because I am just going to vomit them. So if I want something for nutrition, I would never eat top ramen. There is no nutrition in top ramen. It is just wasted calories. And so I would only eat that if I was planning on vomiting it. So no, I do never eat top ramen now because I am no longer bulimic. So no, the ladies eat it and they love it, and I do not recommend anyone to eat it because there's not one nutritional aspect to top ramen. You're just eating a bunch of wasted carbs.
No, of course. Well, of course you wouldn't think that Moonzen's a moron. You think that she's really smart. She comes in every day, coming up with new stuff that is proven as falsehood, lies that she just makes up in her head because she's so bored. She's so obsessed and bored. But yeah, so of course you don't think she's a moron, but just so you know, that's what a moron is. It's a person who it's basically like Mrs. Kravitz in Bewitched, the person that sits there, like just peers out the window and just judges everybody and comes up with these crazy theories because she's whacked out in her little house there while her husband's at work just making shit up. And that's kind of what these guys do. And to us, it looks moronic from the outside, but of course you can't see it because you're part of them. You do exactly the same thing. So,
You.
No offense, but listen, we're all about being healthy. We're all about getting better, and that's one of the things that keeps like you and Moonzen and others like in this sort of like mystified, sort of diluted reality.
And YouTube.
That you somehow think that you're happy. That you somehow think that.
So now that YouTube's told Rich and Joy to stop talking about it, they're not going to stop. But if YouTube's seeing the same thing we're seeing and still telling him, and he's still denying it,
That you're doing good things by being here and being hateful all day. But no, that's not happiness. Happiness is what in reality is experiencing. Listening to what we do, doing our diet, cutting out caffeine, cutting out sugar, cutting out drugs, alcohol, and nicotine, sobering up, and eating a healthy diet. That's happiness. And she's experiencing the feelings that we're having. And she's getting her knees back. She's feeling better mood. And by the way, when she came here from Reddit as a hater because she saw the shit that you guys were writing. She had to see this terrible, terrible person that you're writing about. And then she realized, holy shit, these guys aren't on heroin. Yeah, they're saying you're on heroin. I was like, I've never done heroin. I don't do heroin. Like, well, they have photos of you with tracks in your arm. Okay. And then she came back and said, I apologize. All that was photoshopped. I said, who would do such a thing? And everyone pointed towards Moonzen. Am I right? Moonzen was the one telling everybody to go to Reddit to look at the Photoshop photos of me with tracks on my arm. So that's your person who you think is such a viable source, so trustworthy, so awesome, is pointing people to a channel that basically brings people over here. By the way, as a result of you lying and sending her over there, and in reality, at first came back and forth because she couldn't tell what was true and what not. But I mean, after 6 months, she's like, okay, these guys clearly aren't on drugs, and everybody over there is. By the way, that's a fact.
Yeah, okay.
That's a fact. And so in reality, started doing our diet, and now she feels 100 times better. And she's positive, and she's feeling better. And you know what? She's lost 10 pounds. So what's going to happen, along with her not being a hater, her being positive, that she's already losing weight, feeling better, and she's going to say positive, and people are going to start finding her more, she's going to look better. She's going to be more attractive. Meanwhile, Moon's in, Grandma, Mayhem, Ginger, Tiffany, Amanda, all those other people are just going to get uglier and uglier and uglier as they continue to and uglier and uglier as they continue to lie and spread misinformation about me and my family. So that's just common. Anyways, but great job in reality. I just want to give you a little plug, and just sometimes it's really helpful because it's hard to see your progress unless you look at the other people around you and you see what they're doing. Right. And so you can kind of like all of a sudden, like, you know what I mean? Like you're going up an escalator. You don't even realize you're moving until you see, you know, the Tiffany's, the Dens. I think you called out the Den as Tiffany, right? So Amanda's probably here too. And they're connected at the hips. And so as you're going up the escalator, if you don't see anybody coming down the escalator, you forget you're even moving. You're just like da-da-da. But I'm just going to point out the people that are going down, like Glenn Mayhem, Moon's End, they're going down. And you're like, oh, okay.
There's absolutely no reason he needs to bring up anybody by name. He's mad at YouTube because YouTube's telling him to shut up, and they don't want him doing as many lives probably because of his misinformation. And they just don't want him lying. So he's going to pick on Amanda and Tiffany and the other women. I can't remember their screen names well. And just... Rich is lying so much, and he's like needing to point the finger at someone. He has to scapegoat someone. And if it's not Gloria, it's one of us, I guess.
And you get
He never points the finger at his
as
friends.
they get meaner and meaner and meaner. So anyways, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. And we will keep live streaming just for you in reality, and anybody else who wants to get healthy, clean up your act, and start being a positive member of this universe, man. I mean, everyone's watching. And if you think that someone being hateful and spreading lies and saying stuff is a positive thing, and you can't see that as moronic, then you are moronic. And you need to realize, step out of yourself, man. There's your gauge right there. Shit. I think a moron is cool. Grand Mayhem, man. That should be a wake up for you. Okay, guys, have a great day. Bye, Jessica. Or I'm sorry you just got on here. I love you. Bye. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. So, thank you guys for watching that if you got that far. I think it's really important that we remember that YouTube is reprimanding them and kind of telling them, stop talking about this, don't talk about, which is good. I don't want them talking about food at all. That is not good for anyone to hear their diet or anything else. So I'm happy about that, and yeah, I hope Rich shuts the F up soon, but he won't. So thank you again for being here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Fantastic.